Southland is getting a bath today. I'm Rich from Trapping Inc. TV, and this is my review on our new cargo trailer. And it's Royal Cargo, made by Southland Trailers out of Lethbridge, Alberta. Our previous trailer failed miserably, and it was a good brand name, or at least I thought it was a good brand name. I did my research and ended up buying what people recommended. I had frame break, I had replaced axles, I lost an axle. It did not meet my requirements. And my requirements are perhaps more extreme than others. I understand that. I picked this up right at the beginning of the season last year, so like first week of November. I look at the logbook on it, it's got just about 10,000 kilometers on it now. And I understand that's more than most people might put on a trailer in a lifetime. I did that in 6 months, 5 months. I understand that my requirement is more, but when I went looking for a replacement, there was certain things that were really important, like the frame had to be strong. I could not believe how flimsy the frame was on my previous trailer, and it was a 20-footer, and it was supposed to be a car hauler of all things. And it was just so flimsy, and of course the frame broke multiple times. This is what I ended up, after doing my research, this is the company that I ended up with based on heavy recommendations, people who used them well, also people in the oil patch, okay? This gets 500 kilometers put on it every 4 days, okay? Oil patch roads in the wintertime, miserable, tough conditions. I got exactly what I wanted when it came to the frame durability, and I also got a bunch of bonus features that I never expected, which now I revel in. I absolutely revel in. I'm gonna give this a bath here today, and then I'll finish my review. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the factory. I made a trip through the factory in Lethbridge, Alberta, and I got to see exactly how they're built.
Southland Trailer Corporation is a family-owned business that started in 1980. They are a proud Canadian manufacturing company located in Lethbridge, Alberta, servicing all of Western Canada as well as internationally throughout the United States. Excellent customer service and products is their mission. They produce the heavy commercial Wren line, the Royal Cargo Trailer line, as well as Southland's flat decks and dump trailers. Southland Trailer, behind you all the way. I'm a builder, and I love watching things get built, and I never turn down the opportunity to take a factory tour. Logistics fascinate me, and something like building a trailer line means you have to have access to markets far and wide for most of the major components like axles, tires, steel, and aluminum. And you're going to have all that stuff ready and in place on time because you can't afford to shut down your production line. Some products are easily accessible, but there are ones that you're going to have to make the component yourself to get exactly what you want. Southland can't get the steel beams required for their dump trailers. They start with flat steel and use the CNC machine to cut out the blanks. They even program in indexing dents to allocate where the welding takes place. So each and every trailer has the exact same welds in the exact same spot. Then off to the break where it takes its final shape before heading out to the floor. My tour was the production line for the Royal Cargo trailers and for the dump trailers. It was fascinating to walk from station to station on the production line and see craftsmen, who in most cases have been there for 10 years or more, do their magic. It is really neat, in the space of a couple minutes, to walk from a pile of steel and components and watch a dump or cargo trailer come together right before your eyes. Through it all, whether it was the dump trailers or the Royal Cargo trailers, it was obvious that quality was job one. Tubular steel is used everywhere, not just the frame. The floor supports, the wall supports, ceiling supports, everything is tubular for strength and durability. In preparation for paint, all metals are blasted with different medias and different grits of media. This is the ultimate paint prep, not only cleaning all the surfaces, but also providing the best textured surface for maximum paint adhesion. Fresh out of the paint booth, the trailers separate into two lines again. Dump trailers on one side, Royal Cargo trailers on the other. The next step for the Royal Cargo trailers is the floor, and this can be anything from basic fir plywood on up to plywood coated with exotic materials for protection. The product is both nailed and glued to the steel. The glue is very important, both as a sealant, and while the nail holds everything in place, the glue stops vibration from rattling the plywood loose over the life of the unit. I enjoyed watching the guys put on the exterior skin. They actually add plastic film to the aluminum skin as they roll it out to cut it for length. This plastic skin is removed right after they finish installation, ensuring there are no fine scratches or any other damage done during the process. Trim, tire, and weather stripping, and all those final little touch-ups are the last spot along the line to a finished product. I want to thank Southland Trailer for inviting me to go on the tour. I really enjoyed seeing new techniques and technology. The folks working there and the culture of the company are, I think, just as responsible for the high-quality product as the components are. I know what I saw made me even happier with the trailer that I bought. Everything I saw just reinforced the fact that I'd made a great decision buying a Royal Cargo trailer.
No matter how many times I wash it, it's never very many minutes away from being used again. Things like a covered-in trailer like this, especially one that stays clean and dry, are priceless. Now, this is the most basic model that Southland makes. This is the most basic of the Royal Cargo. They have other model levels that are much more fancy than this and have got a lot of different bells and whistles, but what I use it for is pretty utilitarian, and I really needed just some basic, features and functions out of it, and I got a lot more than I expected. Let's take a look. You've seen from the factory tour how it's built, that square tubing and the strength, and it's even up here in the ceilings, right? Lots and lots of strength. It's all welded. My previous unit, if you bumped one of these roof trusses here, they fell out. They were just pressed in place. I guess it saves time and money, but there's other things that all this plywood on here and on the floor and that is both nailed. They have a special nailer that goes into the steel and glued. So not only does it hold it in place good and solid, but it stops it from, stops a lot of your air leakage and that kind of stuff too, right? The floor, you can see, look at this. This is as dirty as this has got in the 7 months I've used it. That's all the dust and dirt and that have made it in here. You can see the scars on the plywood from running snowmobiles in and out. Not a big deal. Like I said, they have other models that have this protected. They have for running snowmobiles not in on. Any kind of specialty that you want, including heaters and bunks and all that kind of stuff. Me, I just wanted to haul my Argo. In the original, I wanted two things. I wanted a frame that wasn't going to break. I got that with the tubular frame. And the second thing was I wanted this height so that I could drive my Argo in and out without putting my top down. And let me tell you, I love it for this, man. This is perfect. Really nice, strong ramp on it. It's heavy, but it doesn't flex whatsoever. And it is sealed around it, okay? Good seal up on here. Nothing fancy, but these things are all nice and solid, and it all locks up solid. I could tell because in previous trailer, this would be full of dust, absolutely full of dust. It'd be full of snow when you're in dry, powdery snow, right? So the fact that this latches up and locks up is fantastic. Let's take a look at the door on the side. Side door. The side door on my last trailer became useless within a month. It had this cheap handle and latch system and rattling going down the road while it wore out the latch and the handle wouldn't work, and it was junk within a month. So I was not used to having, after a couple of years of running that trailer, I was not used to having a side door that functioned. This one functions. Yeah, it's not pretty, I don't care. I just want something that lasts. As you know, out on the trap line, we don't do junk. We just can't afford to take the time to make up for garbage. So this is nice and solid, and we have the ability to go in. Well, look at that, traps. What a surprise, right? We have the ability to go in and out. It becomes all so much more useful than what we had. Like it was always in through the back. I can't tell you how much I have enjoyed having this. Everything's nice and solid, and it's plywood coated as well. Latches up. Like I said, for some people this may not be pretty, but for me it's perfect. This is that seamless tape system that they use for putting this stuff together. The splices happen over top of a wall stud, but it's seamless. You don't have a bunch of screws that you're going to start getting corrosion around, right? The amount of exterior screws on the skin here is very, very minimal. You know, you've got some here and some along the bottom and right along the top. That's it. Makes for a nice clean edge, and doesn't take long for those screws in that to rattle and come loose, and then you end up with a corrosion situation starting up there. I got the spring system, two 35-pound axles. My last one was much, much heavier, but I never hauled anything in it. So, I mean, this was a nice setup. This is the 8-foot by 16 feet long, and it is has the 86-inch walls, which is so nice. Allows me to drive in and out. Southland has a model level that has a set of spring assists on your ramp door, and as heavy as they build their ramp, the sturdy as it is, it would be a good recommendation because it's a little bit of work getting it up and down. So all in, we're sitting at 7 months, 8 months, something like that. And now probably 12,000 kilometers. We just did a couple trips over the last couple of weeks. And my total problem so far has been this marker light has quit working. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. Other than that, I think on my next one, I'd probably go with a bit of a V-nose. Because of that extra wall height, it's a pretty good parachute with the square front end. I mean, it does catch a lot of air. But that's it. I am extremely pleased with how it's holding up and the features that I wasn't looking for. You know, like, I can't begin to explain now how important it is when you're packing so much stuff. We always had to either get it in the back seat with the dogs, because even you can't even put it in the topper without snow or dust getting in there. Now to have this so well sealed in that's just awesome. So much stuff gets out to the trap line now all clean. And once again, I can drive my Argo in there and I'm not worried about my frame breaking apart. Thanks for watching.